Hello there, YouTube. Devin here again. Sorry I didn't put out a video this weekend. I was off doing other things. But we are back, and today we have a video on probably one of my favorite helmets, because it's an upgraded version of what is my favorite helmet, and that would be the United States Marine Corps' lightweight helmet. This helmet is currently being phased out of use and everything like that with the United States Marine Corps, but it is essentially an upgraded PASGT helmet. This one you can see here is an actual Marine Corps helmet with a Marine Corps cover on it, and it's this is a Gen 1 helmet, and I'll show you what the difference between the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 USMC lightweight helmets are here in a little bit. So the story behind this is the Marine Corps is seen as a fairly aggressive, like, first strike branch of the U.S. military. And so in the early 2000s, you start to see the Army do a bunch of testing that would eventually lead to this helmet here, the ACH, which, as you can see, is actually a very similar shape to the PASGAT, but just a more cut down version. Still the same thickness as the original PASGAT, everything like that, but they basically removed the bill, tightened up the ears a little bit, and cut a little bit off the back as well. So they made it just a little bit lower profile is all they did, same level of protection, which saves weight. The Marine Corps really didn't like that. The Marine Corps really wanted to have that full coverage that the PASGAT offered. So they took basically the last version of the PASGAT, something known as the lightweight PASGAT, which is the PASGAT was initially made back in 1983 was when it first started to roll off the assembly line. It was made by overlapping a bunch of 2-inch squares of Kevlar fiber, which is actually a name brand aramid fiber owned by DuPont. DuPont owns the rights to Kevlar, but the fibers that Kevlar is made out of is aramid fibers, which is an ultra-high molecular weight type polymer compound. And so by weaving those in a certain way and everything like that, and heat pressing them together with resin, you can create a shell that will deflect absorb a significant amount of impact force without penetrating the object. And so how the PASGAT was made by overlapping a bunch of 2-inch wide squares in various patterns, and then cutting the, heat pressing them into shape with resin in a big mold, and then trimming that mold into the shape of the helmet. So trimming all the excess off and putting a nice big rubber rim on it, and you'd get the helmet. So the Marine Corps decided to keep that shape, and so here you see it with its cover, and then they upgraded the liner a little bit. So this one's made a little bit different, as you can see, because a lot of the PASGATs are a little different, but underneath here, you might be able to see the pattern, but we'll do that a little bit better once we get to the showing you the liner part of this video, in which I will show you kind of the two different versions of the helmet that kind of changed and everything like that. But the Marine Corps really liked the PASGAT, long story short. And so they decided to basically keep the PASGAT. They kept the latest version of the PASGAT, which was the lightweight helmet. So the lightweight PASGAT was just a PASGAT. Nothing really changed, except it was ever so slightly thinner, because they were able to change up the resin compounds and everything like that and get their presses to work a little bit more, to squeeze a lot more air out of the helmet. It made a lot more kind of tighter, more rigid shell and everything like that. And they were able to make a PASGAT where they were able to shave a few ounces of weight off of it. And the Marine Corps basically adopted that as standard to replace all of their regular PASGATs with, and everything like that. That was all that really changed. They had one stipulation. They wanted them a different color, and they wanted them to be with a 4-point chin strap. The 2-point chin strap was arguably the biggest flaw of the PASGAT, being mounted right up here kind of by the ears and coming down around the chin. The helmet is not very stable. It tends to move from side to side and forward to back, so it's not very vertically or laterally stable on the head, which tended to cause a lot of problems throughout the life of the PASGAT, and were mitigated with some retrofits and upgrades. later. If you're interested in seeing some of those, I do have a whole video on the PASGET. You're more than welcome to check out and see some of those cool upgrades and mitigations that you can find on a PASGET. So, so they went to a 4-point chin strap. And of course, here you can see the nape of the 4-point chin strap, and the fact that the Marine Corps is one of the #1 selling American brands as far as brand recognition goes, and they put the EGA on everything. It's on the socks, the underwear, the boots, the helmets, the teeth, the tattoos, literally everything. So the Marine Corps is really, really big about making sure everyone knows what they are, which is a little bit weird, to be honest. And they upgraded the liner a little bit. So much like with the British, that the British did with the Mark VI to the Mark VIa, they took that weird donut kind of spider web suspension out of the top of the helmet. It tended to cut into soldiers' heads. It was very unbreathable. Sorry, not unbreathable. It was very uncomfortable. It cut into soldiers' heads, especially if they didn't have any hair, which is very common for soldiers and Marines to not have hair, people in the military. And so they replaced it with a big mesh crown pad. So as you can see, that distributed the weight a lot more often. Behind this, though, rather than being 6 straps, it is only 4 now, but then it has a big synthetic leather reinforced mesh crown, a 4-point chin strap, and that's about it. That's all that really changed between the lightweight helmet and the PASGET, as far as the Gen 1 PASGET was concerned. Sorry, the Gen 1 lightweight helmet from the PASGET. So they went to a new kind of suspension made of synthetic leather and nylon steel, went to a mesh crown pad and a 4-point chin strap that lined up with all the holes on the already existent PASGET. So the PASGET has 6 holes that go all the way around it, all right, for holding in the suspension. The chin strap uses those same 6 holes as the suspension in the lightweight helmet, removing the need to have those 2 screw holes down by the ears on the PASGET helmet. So as you can see here, I have one lightweight helmet without the cover on it, and there's no more, these screws for the ears no longer drilled. Now you can find lightweight PASGETs upgraded to Gen 1 lightweight helmets. So you can find lightweight PASGETs converted to this. So you can find these with this paint on them, sometimes with the older paint on them, sometimes with the gray paint from the Army when they had the lightweight PASGET as well. So you could still find Gen 1 lightweight helmets with this screw hole still in place, but there will be nothing in that screw hole. It'll just be a hole right here. But this one is obviously purpose-built to be a lightweight helmet. You can see it is the early one by the fact that it has the screw hole in the back, just like the PASGET does. Other than that, it will have, you know, the same 6. It'll have the same 6 screw holes as the PASGET and everything that. And the only difference between the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 lightweight helmets, so this being the Gen 1, is it has the screw hole in the back to hold in the suspension system. The Gen 2 lightweight helmet would remove this rear screw and switch to a pad system. So it would still have the 5 other screw holes, so the one in the front, the 2 here, and the 2 here, in order to hold in the chin strap, and the front one is for night vision attachment. But they would remove the rear screw hole and put in a pad system just like the ACH with a bunch of those Velcro discs, and it would look very much like this. So right there, that kind of setup of pads and discs. So that's something that the Marine Corps would go to just to ease supply for the most part and manufacturing. The earliest, so there's also some other kind of variations of the lightweight helmet you can find. So during the first invasion of Iraq, okay, so around 2006 and everything like that, the Marine Corps has a few supply issues. They cannot make lightweight helmets fast enough. So they start retrofitting old PASGET helmets into lightweight helmets. They start putting these chin straps and these liners, these mesh liners, into the old PASGET helmets. So you can find PASGET helmet shells, old olive green PASGET helmet shells with this upgrade in them. And that's not necessarily wrong. The Marine Corps did that with a lot of helmets to improve their supply lines. It was a very easy thing to do. The U.S. is, the Army's transitioning to the ACH. The Marine Corps is transitioning to the lightweight helmet. There's a ton of PASGETs out there. The Marine Corps needs helmets. This is a very familiar system. It's very easy to change into something that is very familiar to most Marines, and operates no different than the standard lightweight helmet. So they were able to just retrofit old PASGAT helmets into lightweight helmets. So, and it would be paired, of course, you can find them with woodland covers, you can find them with Marpat covers, you can find them with desert Marpat covers. This is the very early unreversible helmet cover. Later they would make reversible helmet covers to desert Marpat and everything. Oh, never mind, this is one of the reversible ones. So if I undo the ear here and bring it up here, you can see that this has the desert Marpat on the reverse. That would be something you can find reversible and unreversible ones. I will show you the liners now in the next portion of the video. Alrighty, so here we have on the left the ECH, because I don't have a Gen 2 lightweight helmet anymore. But the liner's the same, and it'll kind of segue into the fact that the lightweight helmet was replaced by the ECH very recently here, and because now the lightweight helmet's being phased out for the ECH. So you can kind of see the differences in the liner here between what the Gen 1 would look like and the Gen 2 would look like. So the Gen 1, obviously the synthetic leather kind of green type suspension system. All the Gen 1 lightweight helmets are going to be in this that kind of green color that you saw. It's called marine green or some other kind of green. I always hear it referred to as marine green. All right, and then you can find Gen 2 lightweight helmets in this color, which is often referred to as mud brown, and marine green. So that's kind of something. So if you have one that is this color, one lightweight helmet that is this color, they're always going to have the pads. Whereas if you find a green one like this, you can find them in the pad upgrade and the suspension type system. So you can also find these ones that do have the 6-hole in the back upgraded to pad versions as well, but those would have been pretty quickly phased out for the ones that were made without pads, because obviously it's better to not have holes in the shell that you don't need, because it compromises the structural integrity of the helmet. So but you can see the pad type suspension. Nobody's not seen one of those before. They're very common and everything like that. But here you can see the fact with this helmet, which is basically no different from a normal PASGAT helmet. This would be very familiar to any Marines that did have a PASGAT. It works essentially the exact same way. It's adjustable in the back, even the exact same way. Here in the rear, there's that Velcro tab that you can see right there that you can adjust up or down to adjust how high this crown sits, to adjust how high the helmet would sit on your head. The PASGAT helmet, obviously, the lightweight helmet works the same way to make it very easy of understanding. So there's probably a few jokes that could be made about the intelligence of Marines in that regard, but we're not going to make those here. That's just what I hear for the most part, you know. But I think it's almost kind of that whole interbranch fun that everyone has, because, you know, as long as everyone hates the Air Force, right? So, but you can see the two cutouts back here that would allow this chin strap to be routed through there, which is just a lot of extra work. You don't see that happen very often with a lot of these helmets, especially if they're meant to be reversible for different seasons and environments. They have these little cutouts here so that you can route the chin strap through, but it's just more work to do because you have to unscrew the chin strap then in order to do that. Now, a classic way to tell a Marine Corps helmet from an Army helmet, at first glance, if somebody doesn't know, other than the huge EGA, is the fact that it has an X-nape. Marine Corps helmets tend to prefer the X-nape. Now, I tend to prefer the X-nape too, because it doesn't bite into your neck as much when you go prone as the H-nape. So far, that I went for my ACH, I went and bought an X-nape chin strap that they make for the ACH. Now, these are not interchangeable. The X-napes for the ACH or Marine Corps like enhanced combat helmet, because the tails on these are different lengths. All right, so this Marine Corps lightweight helmet chin strap does not fit into an ACH or an ECH because the screw holes are higher on the lightweight helmet, which means these rear straps on the chin strap are longer. So you can't just drop those into an ACH and it will work. Your chin strap will be way too short. Since then, they have transitioned to the H-nape, just like the Army has. Unfortunately, with the ECH, which I really don't like because they tend to cut in, but there's always room for design improvements. I do like these big cheek pads that you get on the lightweight helmet. They're very comfortable. They do get quite hot, though, in the summer, being this black synthetic leather, and it does cover your face and absorb sweat. Traps a lot of moisture against your cheeks, which gets it very warm. But other than that, the sweatband and the suspension system are actually very, very, very comfortable. And I quite enjoy them a lot. You can take a regular PASGET, and you can still buy these upgrade kits. They're around on eBay and on the internet, and probably even on Amazon, to where you can take these and you can put these on an old PASGET helmet shell and make it much, much, much more comfortable. This is a much better system than the PASGET. So hopefully you can see the kind of differences and everything here, like that with these two different shells. And so now we can, two different styles. And now we should go next to the back to the original angle, and we'll wrap up the video. As you can see here, the two competing design features and shapes of what would become the evolution of the PASGET helmet for the two different branches of the military. You would see the Air Force and the Army adopt the ACH, and to a limited extent the Navy, and you would see the Marine Corps go to the lightweight helmet. Two different attempts at an upgraded version of the PASGET, and that's really all they are. Just hugely upgraded, interfered versions of the PASGET. So you can see the differences and similarities in both. They still are pretty much overall the same shape, same kind of ear flares and everything like that. This is just a cut down version with an upgraded suspension system. Other than that, they're quite still similar to the old PASGET. So now I will show you by rotating around what the profile of this helmet would look like, and when we turn around I'll do my simulation of going prone where I look up and you can see how it would bite into somebody's neck, or not in this case, and then we'll go on to explain to what the destiny of the lightweight helmet is for the future. So here you see the front profile, side profile, rear profile, and then prone. See, it doesn't bite into your neck very much. It tends to move right out of the way. It leaves a lot of space. All right, other side profile, and then back to the front here. Chin strap works very easy. It's just the normal kind of buckle type, the 3-prong there. So the fast buckle. Cheek pads, very comfortable, everything like that. Supports the head very well. Doesn't tend to rock around on the head at all. Thus the 4-point suspension system, adding a lot to the great stability of the helmet and everything like that. It seemed to be well liked by the Marines, and something better just came along in the form of what is now going to be the standard issue helmet of the Marine Corps, just like it's going to be the standard issue helmet of the fighting troops of the Army as well. And that would be the ECH. As you can see here, very similar in shape and function to the ACH, because it pretty much is almost exactly identical to the ACH, except for the shell is a little bit thicker, and this is a helmet capable of defeating rifle-level threats. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and you subscribe if you like this sort of thing. Hopefully you learned something here. If you didn't, by all means, feel free to ask questions in the comments and everything like that. Please like and subscribe. It goes a long ways to supporting the channel, and if you feel like becoming a member of contributing to the channel in a way, shape, or form, as little as $1 a month on Patreon goes a long ways. And if you become a lifetime donation member, you get a link to the Discord where you get to see all the other great people and see all their awesome great collections and everything like that. Ask them questions if you're trying to find a specific item or anything like that. They can go a long ways with helping you do that. There's a couple of them from all over the world, and they're more than happy to help out the other fellows and everything like that. So that are a part of the Discord. It's also the best place to get a hold of me if you want to ask me something or have a deal, or if you would like to purchase one of my things. Everything is for sale for the right price. That's the best way to do it. For as little as $1 a month, you are able to get into the Discord, and it goes a long ways to help support the channel as far as projects, as everything like that, you know, getting newer camera equipment, buying ammo for shooting videos, buying gun parts to show you guys restorations of some of these old firearms and these beautiful, beautiful pieces of history. Means the world to me that you guys can do that. If you cannot support the channel, that's fine. Like I said, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me in the algorithms, which is going to help YouTube pay me more money, which would be absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. hopefully I'll see all of y'all in the next video and on the next live stream. I try to stream with Mike B every Wednesday and Friday, and then I like to throw a few in there kind of earlier in the days, usually on Thursday, and one over the weekend, just to kind of help the European and Asian viewers, because the ones I do with Mike tend to be a little late. So thank you so much, you guys. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully you learned something, and hope everything goes all right here with the rest of the year. So talk to y'all later.